going back to your KTown KTV thing, I'm going to say that Chinese karaoke is better than Korean karaoke.
I disagree.
You're allowed to be wrong.
So what do you mean by better, though? That's what I want to know.
I would say it's cheaper. Once again, go back to the price.
That's what you fucking mean.
Welcome to The Worst Asian Podcast, where a couple Asian American millennials give you our shitty opinions on all things Asian. My name is Lingjie, and I am here live in person once again with my co-host, Ben.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
It's been so long, man. I haven't seen you, man.
Ben is really, really excited to be here in person.
Back in the studio.
AKA my dining room with a with a pillow fort or a pillow castle just for sound purposes.
Yeah, I miss this. Our little pillow soundproof fort here. I love it.
I'm not buying real soundproofing equipment, please.
Oh man, but we will eventually from our sponsors.
Yeah.
I can't think of a company. I was like, thank you, Home Depot for.
Ben came back from COVID.
I'm back from the dead.
Please listen to our past episode.
Yes.
I am so glad not to be here via the internet and Zoom.
Oh man, yeah, that's low key. You're just saying, man, I really miss Ben.
I really hate Zoom. My distaste for Zoom overpowers my will to want to be with you.
It's like a scale.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
All right.
I hate Zoom.
Yeah, you really hate that shit, man.
But we took a pre-recording COVID test and we're both negative.
Yes.
Oh, a story time for you.
Oh yeah.
This morning, I dropped off my son at school.
Yeah.
And you know how rapid COVID tests right now, as of this recording, is like the hottest new product of 2022?
Yeah.
And shit's like sold out of shelves. You got to like line up.
Yo, that would have been the perfect stocking stuffer.
That would have been if we had known. Right?
It's like the newest Supreme drug.
It pretty much is.
Yes.
It's ultra limited.
Ultra limited.
So we still have some between the two of us, but it's hard to
rationing.
get. Yeah, it really is. So I dropped off my son to school this morning, and I noticed that half a block from his school, there was a mobile rapid testing site. And the line this time, for some reason, was only like 4 or 5 people. So the cheap Chinese in me was like, great.
Yo.
I'm going to drop him off in school. I'm going to park.
Yeah.
I'm going to get on this line, which looks pretty short. And
you got excited.
I was like, yeah.
And for the listeners,
I was like, yeah,
it's
it's free.
Oh, shit.
It's free. So I was going to save myself the cost of using one of my own rapid tests at home. So I parked.
Yeah.
I went on the line. It was 4 people. Number one, it was fucking cold, and I was not dressed to be waiting outside because I was dressed only enough to get in the car, drop my son off, get back in the car. So number one, I was very cold. 4 people in front of me still took 40 minutes.
Damn.
I know, but my test came back negative. Fine, I felt great. I get back to the car. I have a goddamn parking ticket. This is some bullshit karma.
Got him.
I'm trying to save money.
Yeah.
And then I go back and I have a parking ticket.
Oh, how much was it?
$35.
Damn. That's not too bad, though.
But the cost of a rapid test right now, if you can find it, is like 10 to 20. It was a net loss for me.
Damn.
It was a net loss and I was cold.
You're like, damn. So that one test cost you $35.
You know what's even worse? I did pay because it was a ticket for not paying the meter, and I did pay the meter. I used the app thing that we have in here in New York City.
Oh, okay.
But the problem is my app for the parking has 2 cars, both my car and my wife's car.
Oh,
and I selected the wrong car when I paid.
Oh, shit.
So the meter maid parking person came by, probably saw that I don't know how they check these things, but they checked and they saw that my particular vehicle was not paid for.
Dude, that's annoying. You know me, I'm like, dude, I can't stand technology.
Yeah, you're a boomer when it comes to that shit.
Oh my God, I'm getting worse, bro. I hate scrolling. I know, you just gave me that look like, what the hell?
Yeah, you don't want to scroll, but all you do is scroll and ignore my text. So what is so difficult about that?
No. Let's, those accusations. let's backpedal there. No, you know what it is? It's like, maybe I will sign up for Neuralink.
What the hell is that?
The thing from Elon Musk, where it's like they put that microchip into your brain.
Oh yeah, you need some help.
Whatever you need, it's like you'll find it. So I'm like, damn, maybe I should be like on the pre-order list.
Yeah, test subject. Self-volunteer test subject.
Yeah, like, anyone in the tri-state area?
Well, good to hear that you're in a good mood today because I am, it's been a shitty start to the morning so far.
That is pretty shitty. No,
Well, it's good because now we can get a bit more testy. Today, what we're going to be talking about is there's this big argument there's this big battle going on. Bigger than Godzilla versus Kong.
Bigger than Agassi and Sampras.
That's tennis, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this guy.
Is that tennis?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
It's bigger than Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson.
Bigger than East Coast versus West Coast.
Crips in the Bloods.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The biggest battle of them all is Koreatown versus Chinatown.
Yeah.
It's easy to say that we each are going to be defending our own hometowns.
Yeah, our own turf.
Ben, aka the fakest Korean person that I know.
Gang, gang.
And me, aka probably the fakest Chinese person that
Yeah,
I know.
I was like, if anything, it's a battle of like, who's the most unauthentic?
We are the least qualified people to be having this argument.
Yep. We can't even barely speak our own fucking language.
That's very true.
It's like, damn, we're tied.
And that makes us maybe hopefully a bit more objective and fair since we don't have, what the fuck am I trying to say?
Oh, like unbiased perceptions.
Perfect.
Woo, man, that B complex vitamin's kicking in.
You want to start things off? Maybe we can try to give each other our thoughts on the opposing person's town.
Yeah.
So Ben,
yes.
What are your first thoughts about Chinatown as a whole?
Disgusting. Okay. You know what's crazy, man? I think as I gotten older, I'm appreciating Chinatown more. COVID fucked this shit up. It's kind of sad to see, but I miss seeing like the fake Louis bag stores and stuff. They're a dying breed now. They're almost like little one-car garage.
Yeah, you can't blame COVID for that though. Those got taken down by the mayor years ago.
Oh, fucking de Blasio.
Yep.
This clown. I'm just joking. Don't come after us, please. I know you can find me.
He's not the mayor anymore, so it's fine.
That's true. Eric Adams.
Exactly.
He's gonna be worse. He's gonna fuck shit up even more. Yeah, I mean, for Chinatown, it's like I genuinely enjoy it. I miss it a lot, actually, and I love that fact that like we have the one thing that's really cool about Flushing and Chinatown is that you can get that Chinatown bus. You know
the cheap bus.
Yo, for all you that don't know, it's like what, $3? Last time I took it was $3.
Yeah, it's basically it's proportional to whatever the New York Metro fare is minus a couple cents.
You walk in, it's like a little yellow school bus. You know it's them because it's like they paint them white. They're all on the side, you know, just fucking
lots
idling.
of Chinese on the side. You have no idea.
Yeah, they're just idling and shit.
I'm surprised that you don't take the bus to the wrong borough.
To come in, I'm like, Chinatown?
Manhattan,
Flushing?
Chinatown?
They're like, yeah. But I'm like, yo, they're just nodding because they just want me to shut the fuck up and take my money. So
It's going to end up in like Staten Island one day.
Yeah, it's like, yo, you said Staten Island in Chinatown, right? It's like, oh shit, they got me again.
Those things are very efficient, very cheap, but not very COVID friendly.
Oh, yes, they're not. And also, their seatbelts don't really...
A little bit shady.
Yeah, don't kind of work, actually. They're more like just belts for you. They don't attach to the seat.
Okay, so your initial opinions on Chinatown don't seem that horrible.
No. Definitely not, man. I miss Chinatown. I miss you people. Oh, man, I'm scared to ask. But what do you think about KTown?
Double disgusting.
Gang, that's right. Double disgusting.
Just a bunch of drunk-ass little Korean kids trying to dance.
Oh, my God.
All you got, and this is...
Let it out.
This is a pretty short, but I will admit, good list. Korean barbecue, Korean fried chicken, soju. That's where it stops.
What's up?
Very limited selections.
Oh, look at this guy. Yo, he said it in such like the most douchiest way. He's like, he has his fingers out. He nodded his head when he said, the most limited selection.
Okay, Ben. You want to fight for your town? What is good to you about Koreatown?
Man, where do I start?
And for context, I guess we're really talking about Koreatown, Chinatown, New York City.
Yeah,
for
New
the
York
most
City,
part.
Manhattan, 32nd Street. So the Koreatown in Manhattan is obscenely small. It used to be like 1.5 blocks. Now I would say it's 1.25, 1.25 block. It's crazy too. I get a lot of tourists asking, but they know about KTown now. Before it was kind of like, oh, if you're Korean or, you know, just Asian, right? You go there.
It's like a hidden gem.
Yeah, exactly. But now, dude, holy crap. It came back with like a vengeance and like it's hustling and bustling. All walks of life are there. All walks of life.
All walks of Korean life?
No, not just Korean. You know, you could be black, you could be Spanish, you know, Indian, like white. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you, bro. It looks like that show Itaewon Class in the beginning where they have...
That show what?
Itaewon Class? It was that Korean drama.
Are you speaking English?
Itaewon.
Itaewon?
Itaewon.
Is this a K-drama?
It was a K-drama.
I'm not a fan of K-dramas.
It was all right. I didn't finish it. It was like at peak COVID when like, yo, what do you watch? Everyone was watching this. So I was like, oh, fuck it, let me try it.
All right.
But in the beginning, you see like how like Korea is becoming like a young touristy spot. I've been seeing it a lot more lately. Yo, dude, I can't even say it. Like, you're right. Like, it's literally soju, Korean barbecue, and the nightlife scene is pretty dope, I gotta admit.
Fair enough.
And karaoke.
Yeah. We love our karaoke.
Starting off with karaoke, you have so many selections. You have space, chorus, Madu even, but Madu is more of like a club. And this is the thing about KTown that, like, if you're like a first timer, you go into like this room,
Okay.
go into this elevator. It's like a bunch of you, and it's tight. The moment the elevator opens,
Not very COVID friendly once again, but go for it.
no, hell no, dude. It opens the door, and it's just like a club.
Oh, it's like that scene from Shang-Chi where
Yes.
Simu Liu and Awkwafina go to
With Ronnie Chang and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and they go up the elevator and
Yo,
the doors open.
Instead of fighting, it's like, like top 40 and shit. Yeah, it's that. It's like I say, the elevator opens. It's like, and you're just like, what the fuck? And there's smoke and lasers and
Sensation overload.
yes. And then there's just people. And the thing is, like, I don't know what it is with you Asians. God, we're too sloppy
Dirty sloppy?
in the sense of yes, that's one. And second, just sloppy in the sense of they can't handle the liquor. Like all of a sudden, like you turn into spaghetti. And then we're just trying to hold you and you just keep slipping through our fingers. Yo, bro, like you got to get up. It's fun when you're with the right people. It's fun.
Yes, that's probably true.
It's fun when you hear, you jamming shit, and you got the soju flowing, or in this case, Korean people love Jameson,
yes.
our unofficial sponsors.
Please listen to our previous Asian drink episode
please.
where we discover a big revelation.
So it's a good time, man. I have too much fun there. Madu is one. MK is my home. So for all
What's
you listeners,
MK?
MK is like a bar / lounge / karaoke place,
Okay.
but it's lit.
That's your home away from home?
It's my home away from home, bro.
You have a bedroom there?
Yes, I do. I do. It's room 3. So when it's not being occupied for guests for singing, it's where I like to reside.
They just pop open the air mattress for you?
Exactly. It's under the seats and shit. And they have like the little bell. That's another thing I love about like anything Korean is like they have the little bell on the table.
Yes, I will agree
That's
of
right.
having the bell next to the table.
That's service, baby.
It's life-changing.
That bitch, you're like, whoa.
Because we all know how many times you can be at any restaurant.
Yes.
And then you're trying to either get, I don't know, like a glass of water or like an extra pair of chopsticks or a fork,
Exactly.
or just get the damn menu.
There you go.
The waiter's running around and
Yeah.
they're looking at everyone, but the one person they're not looking at is you.
Yes.
And you're screaming and then you look real weird because
Your eyes are big.
yeah,
You're like,
but in most Korean places, you have that bell, and
Yes.
it makes things so much easier. You press that fucking bell, immediately some hajima comes in,
Yeah.
and then
She says some hachima.
and she's there to like help you or
Bing
take
bong.
your bill.
Bing bong,
Because
baby.
sometimes you're trying to pay the bill and leave,
Yeah.
and then they give you the bill, and then they run away. Lady, I have my credit card. Come back.
Yeah, yo, take this money.
Yeah.
I have to legally pay you
Props to Korean places and having
for
that bell.
inventing that bing bong bell, but shout out to the MK. That's literally any of your listeners. If you see me, do I know you? You're like, nah. So yeah, if you want to do karaoke, KTown is where it's at, bro. We need to do that, bro.
There is a lot more clubs in KTown, right? Like actual clubs or lounges, you would say.
What constitutes a club? If you do bottles and if there's a DJ, right? I guess you could say it's a club.
If there's like a dance
Right?
floor.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
If there's like
Yeah.
a designated dance area, dance floor, I would count that as a
I
club.
have to give it like something about Koreatown where 4x4 dance floor, that limited square footage is just enough and it makes it more exclusive. And it doesn't make it awkward. Like if you have like a huge dance floor,
Oh, good point.
no one's gonna want to dance, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be like the high school prom all over
Yeah,
again.
everyone's like looking, but they have like the Jameson and soju and they're just like sipping and looking at other tables and shit. And the DJ's like, yo, this is mad whack. Yeah, man, like,
Okay, if it has a DJ, then it's definitely a club.
yeah, right? So Ichiumi was one. It closed down, unfortunately. I
Yeah.
want to say it's because of COVID. Crush is another one. It's like a bar, but they have like 4 beer pong tables.
Is that the one by Penn Station? Is that the one that's on the second floor?
No, that's they're gone too. Shout out to On Now, by the On Now Lounge.
Holy shit, that's the one that you
that's
took me
where I
to in
went-
like
yes.
at
Where
like
did we go?
midnight,
Did
and
we go to
then
a game? Oh, we had dinner
Yeah.
at my friend's spot.
I just remember I was drinking a shitty beer, screaming at the top of my lungs to chat with you.
Yes, and it was glorious because I was like, man,
It was not fun at all.
Yo, it was so
It
much
was
fun.
not
I
fun
was
at all.
so happy you came, bro.
Loud as
You
hell.
were like, get me the out of here.
I needed like those headphones that they put on babies when they're in like a loud stadium.
Or the ones that they're like the people that wear like they're like directing like airplanes and shit.
Yeah, I gotta get some of those headphones.
Like, go.
That shit is loud.
So in terms of also, if you want to do Korean barbecue, there's so many choices. I know that's your jam. Baekjung is one. Jungro.
Jungro.
Yeah.
That's the I was gonna say that's the one with the red logo, but all the Korean places have the red logo, so that's not the one.
It's the red logo that's in Korean, right?
It has the Korean words and it's red.
Yeah, you have the delicious bibimbap.
Is that the one that was in Korea, and then it imported here? Jangro?
Yes. So it's like the most authentic you can kind of say. No, I don't want to say authentic, but it's like the closest thing to what you get. Bare bones, traditional kind of style.
Yeah.
But most of these Korean barbecue spots are like that. We went to that one. What was it called? Let's Meet.
Let's Meet. That's a pun.
Yes.
For those that love,
thank you.
For those that love puns, it's called Let's Meet.
It's actually like, by the way, it's a pun. I forgot it was like an hour and a half.
A very strict hour and a half.
Yo, at my spot where I work, that's the same thing.
That Hajima was like staring us down. She was staring us down like, bro, you got 5 minutes left.
Yo, I remember I was like, I'll work my magic. Didn't work. Remember you guys were like, yo, make it work, man.
You were the only Korean person at the table and you couldn't do shit for us.
I know.
We still got kicked out.
At first it was cool, and then like she was like, yo, you guys got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Korean barbecue is definitely good. And
We're having it with soju. That was delicious.
Yep, Korean barbecue, soju, perfect combo.
That was delicious.
But is every restaurant in KTown the Korean barbecue? Or some spin-off of Korean barbecue?
Almost all the restaurants will offer some sort of Korean barbecue. Right. That's what it is. Some restaurants are just more like traditional Korean barbecue. Mm-hmm. And then there's ones where it's just traditional Korean food. And then they'll have it on the side. So you could do like a little selection. There's also BCD in KTown.
BCD is sundubu.
Sundubu. It's like a spicy hot tofu stew and it's served in a clay pot.
Very delicious. I actually have some BCD instant tofu in the fridge.
Yes. You got to get that egg.
And I have the pot, the clay pot.
Oh, you authentic as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at you. You're like, yeah, I got the soju bottle right now.
Whoa. It's called cost savings because I like... hold on.
Oh.
I like going to BCD, but going to BCD gets expensive. And once again, I'm paranoid of getting COVID. So what I have is the next best thing is BCD, the tofu spot, sells their BCD at like H Mart.
Yeah.
So you buy it. You get like those clay pots. What are they called?
Clay pots.
Clay pots. Perfect.
Clay Thompson.
You get one of those clay pots and you buy the BCD and you make it at home and it's like 90% close to what you get in the actual restaurant.
Pretty much, man. I know. I remember the first time you were eating at Korean restaurants. Your favorite thing about it was, they give you mad free shit.
Banchan.
Yes. Look at that. This is the only time Lingjie will learn Korean if it's like related to being free. If it's free 99, this man will be like, yo, Suda, I'm technically Korean now. My
Korean vocabulary consists of banchan, soju, and ale gabi.
And hajima.
And hajima.
Hajima. I just realized how close that sounds like hajima. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. Yeah, man. I remember you were just like, can't I just not order the entree and ask for this? I was like, it doesn't really work like that, but technically, yeah. It's like, all I need is a bowl of rice then. I was like, bro.
Yeah, when I discovered Korean banchan as a kid, I must have been really poor at that time.
Yo, you felt like a king, right?
Yeah, I did. I felt
like, yo, it covers the whole table.
It does.
Holy shit.
It's like the greatest free sampler ever.
The worst part is like, yo, I eat with these guys and they'll like nudge me with the elbow, like, yo, Ben, go order more. I was like, bitch, yo, you can order the same shit. It's like, no, it's not the same. I know you Koreans hook up Koreans with the good banchan. I know that. They know I'm Chinese, dog. You better do your job.
We get the shittier kimchi. Less spicy kimchi.
Yeah, it's like, yo, this shit's like way over fermented. It's like, yo, give it to that table. Give it to table 5.
Korean food is definitely good.
But besides that, KTown's a good time. It's fun. It's also really cool. It's just like you bump into people you haven't seen. You're like, yo, what's up, bro? I'll see you at church.
See you at church. That's the default Korean option. I see you in KTown or I see you in church.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, sometimes you'll just be out. It's like, oh, Ben, what's up, man? Going to church? I'm like, oh, shit. Like, yeah, it's like, yo, how about this, man? Let's talk it over some soju and some Jameson. But yeah, it's good times. That's kind of what you want to do.
Okay, fair enough.
We got to go. We got to plan a trip.
I'm down for that.
There we go, baby.
Post-COVID surge.
Yes. I think that's kind of like, I hope I painted a good picture about KTown, but what about you, man? What's the good in the CTown?
Chinatown.
CTown, baby.
Number one thing about Chinatown is diversity and accessibility.
Whoa, look at this. All right. Okay. Comptroller.
Hear me out. At least here in New York City.
Yeah.
The amount of Chinatowns is a lot.
That is true.
Compared to your little 1 block mini
Wow.
Koreatown,
Look at this guy.
what we got is here in New York City, we got 3 main Chinatowns. We got the OG, the oldest Chinatown in Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
We got up and coming Chinatown in Brooklyn Sunset Park, aka 8th Avenue. And then we have the best Chinatown, in my opinion, in all of America. Come at me. The best Chinatown in all of America, Flushing, Queens, in New York City.
Damn.
Did you know that Flushing, Queens, like that intersection, Main Street and Roosevelt, is the 3rd busiest intersection in all of New York City?
I have heard of this.
Yes.
Yes.
Right behind...
and I hate it. God damn it.
Yeah, because we have to commute from there.
To go through that shit.
It's the 3rd busiest intersection next to Times Square and Herald Square. So if you want to go to Chinatown, no matter where you are, except Staten Island, I'm sorry, I know jack shit about Staten Island, you're always very close to a Chinatown. So if you're in Brooklyn, you go to 8th Avenue. If you're in the city, if you're in the Bronx, you just travel a little bit, you're in the OG Chinatown in Lower Manhattan. If you're in Queens, then you come to Flushing. Chinatown, accessibility beats out Koreatown. You just can't fight it.
The day, like, there's one Koreatown bigger than a Chinatown in the state, I was like, what
Never gonna happen.
Whoa, there's something wrong here. Whoa.
And you know what's weird too? Chinatowns kind of like have consumed a little bit of your Korean culture because even within a Chinatown, there's various top-notch Korean restaurants too. By that theory, I'm going to take some of those restaurants into our umbrella and say that's inclusive and part of Chinatown too.
It's like just taking anything like, are you like 1/8 Chinese? Yo, you're Chinese now.
Take it.
Yo.
Keanu Reeves,
Whoa.
Jason Momoa, The Rock.
All y'all Chinese.
We'll take...
Samoan? No, bro. You Chinese, son.
Okay, because there are so many Chinatowns, I think number one, that beats out everyone because it's so much easier to get to a Chinatown than it is compared to getting to a Koreatown or Chinatown all over the place. Can't miss it. It's there.
Yeah.
Number 2 thing I would say is it's cheap. It's cheap in the sense that if you want cheap stuff, you can definitely find cheap stuff. And I'm not just talking about fake LV bags, fake Gucci bags. I just mean like cheap products. You want cheap groceries. You want cheap food. It's always there.
It's like inflation doesn't exist.
Or these like small businesses are living on 2% margins or something.
Yo, for real. Even some places in Flushing, it's still dirt cheap.
When the real estate and the rent is ridiculously high. So I don't know how that works. It's probably like just some business washing cash that's coming from China or some illegal activities. You know, like there's a mahjong betting casino downstairs in the basement.
Word.
But it's the greatest place for cheap eats, I would say. There's tons of food carts on the streets.
Oof.
There's tons of little mini mom and pop stalls. Because the thing about Chinatown is there is a lot of this food court culture. Like one store, which is really long, but as you walk in, there's mini food stalls inside, or there's like full-blown food courts.
Yeah.
Because of that, it stays cheaper that way.
It's very historical too. Just even the streets.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wohop, by the way. Speaking of cheap eats and stuff.
To what?
Wohop? You don't know? It's a Chinese restaurant in Chinatown. Am I saying it wrong? Hajima?
Barbecue meat place, right?
Nah, dog. It's kind of like, I don't say Chinese takeout, but it's, Wohop.
Man, I must be losing my Chinese card right now. Or you're...
No, we ate it when we were in high school.
Or
we
you're saying it completely wrong. Or I'm just having like a brain fart.
Wohop.
Right, so cheap Chinese food, definitely that's an A+ in my books. If you're poor, you don't need to just eat instant ramen. You can go to a Chinatown. You can find like those little mom and pop shops. You can get like a tea egg. You can get like just random skewers on the street. Speaking of skewers, meat on a stick over charcoal. Chinese skewers are up and coming. If I can't,
that's a new trend.
That's a new trend of a very old thing, but there are so many Chinese skewer places popping up. And I love them because most of them that pop up are really like holes in the walls.
Yes, yeah.
It's just
especially in Flushing.
Especially in Flushing. Like I went to one place looked like it was just someone's kitchen that they renovated and they put some tables in. And like the owner, chef proprietor in her slippers sitting on the plastic 99-cent stool.
You see like the son, he's doing his homework on the dining table.
Legit, he's probably like upstairs just doing his homework.
Or he's gaming and shit. And they're like, yo, we need you. It's like, oh, okay, I'm going down.
But places like that are great. Have you gotten into them recently?
No, not recently, but I crave it, because like Chinese skewers is like, there's like nothing else like it. Especially with those spices you guys do. Grab like a handful of that powder. Yeah. And they just like fucking douse it. Like
that seasoning is so goddamn good.
This is making me more hungry than our Asian fusion episode. Yeah.
that kind of goes into my other point, I would say, where Chinatown beats out Koreatown.
Yeah.
We have a lot of food stalls, food carts on the street.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
see no Korean food cart.
Yo, and also not only that, hella expensive.
Yes,
Holy shit.
Korean barbecue,
Yo.
it is expensive. I get it. Plus, you work in the restaurant industry, so you know
Yeah.
that cost of products. And I know these small shops are probably not living on giant margins.
Yes, yes.
Please don't be offended. But as a consumer, that shit is hella expensive. That's why I love all you can eat Korean barbecue, because I don't like paying for per piece. I think too much. Like I think too much. Like if I'm buying kalbi per piece.
I
or
see,
per-
but you're
per
like
dish.
chewing. Why are you chewing? You're like, yo, I could make this. Yo, Google price per pound. How much is this cut of beef, bro?
Big thing is price. And I don't mean to sound like such a cheap ass Chinese person, because I keep going back to cheap
it,
stuff.
bro.
But it's true though. If you don't have a lot of money, would you rather go to Koreatown or would you rather go to Chinatown?
Yeah.
You're gonna starve if you go to Koreatown.
Yeah, you want to impress that one chick you met at Maru, or you want to eat for a whole week? Choose wisely, man.
I assume Madu is a club.
It is. Give me a Red Bull vodka. All right, bro. That's $39. Whoa, oh shit. Whoa. Hey.
That's my lunch money for the whole week.
Yeah. What if I do it without the lime and straw? All right, 38. I was joking. Maru's nice. I love you guys.
Going back to your KTown thing, your
Yes.
KTown KTV thing,
Yeah.
I'm going to say that Chinese karaoke is better than Korean karaoke.
I disagree. Are we so
You're allowed to be wrong.
okay, all right. So what do you mean by better though? That's what I want to know.
I would say it's cheaper. Once again, go back to
there
the
you
price.
That's what you fucking mean by that. I was like, what do you mean by better? I was like, does one have better karaoke technology and shit? Is that
Hear me out. It's true though. It's true though.
I haven't done these.
When you go to karaoke,
Yeah.
it's basically the same thing. It's a TV, it's a bunch of microphones, it's an enclosed room, and it's alcohol served at 5 times the price. That's basically karaoke.
Shout out to Japan for creating karaoke.
Did they?
It's this guy, so I forgot his name, but it's karaoke. I don't know if this is true, but I remember from like How I Met Your Mother, karaoke translates to like
That's where we get all our facts from.
yeah, How I Met Your
sitcoms.
Mother. Exactly. It means like empty orchestra or some shit. I forgot something orchestra or whatever. I forgot what it can actually. I could be fucking wrong, but it was a Japanese guy that made it. He invented the karaoke machine, but he didn't patent it because he just said like, oh, I just want the joy of people able to sing.
That man's doing God's work.
R.I.P. But yeah, sorry. Go on with your
Yes.
with your-
So it's 3 things. It's just the screen, it's just the microphones, and it's just the alcohol. If you're gonna do
Yes.
that anyways, why the hell would you want to pay so much more in Koreatown when you could do the exact same thing in Chinatown? I sing a lot more happy when there's more money in my wallet. What about you?
Sorry, I can't even say anything. Go, please. What is your rebuttal, sir?
I'm much more happy when there's more money in my wallet. Why would I not just go to a Chinese karaoke place?
So this is the one thing I'm gonna say. It's probably not good enough. Chinese karaoke. Now I'm talking about like the actual technology, right? Yo,
Oh God,
first of
here
all,
we go.
yeah. So first
Okay,
of all,
Mr. Samsung.
Chinese karaoke, you guys like have this like huge ass like fucking iPad shit.
Yes.
It's really cool and looking, whatever. But yo, you guys have jack shit for songs. Like there's almost like nothing sometimes. I'm like, yo, where's all the good songs here? That's the only thing. Besides that, what's the Korean? We always have that same remote. Yo, whoever invented that,
Oh, yeah.
yo, that guy is like he learned from the Japanese and say, oh fuck this, bro. I'm making money off of this shit.
That's true. In Korean karaoke,
it's the same one.
one person has a monopoly on
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
like sales of
Yeah.
karaoke technology.
I had to go to school to learn how to use that remote, bro. Like I had to pay for like an online course.
That's the only one that you passed in college.
Yes, I have like a troubleshooting like app for it. It's like, yo, I need help. Like, what does this mean? Yo, what song is this?
One other thing, and this is going back to food just one final time. There is a greater variety of Chinese food in Chinatown.
Yeah.
If you're going there at 7 a.m. in the morning, 10 p.m. at evening, there's always a different thing to eat. You know, you can't eat Korean barbecue for breakfast. You can, and it'd be great, but it's not very, whatever.
Meat sweats.
Chinese people, you go there for breakfast, we have dim sum. That is one of the greatest Chinese inventions in terms of food. You have
Getting so
nothing like
hungry.
that. And the great thing about dim sum is you can
Yeah.
eat proportional to how much money you have and how big your...
Dim sum is cheap too, technically.
It is. It's cheap on the per
relatively
dish thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
And then when you go to lunch, you get something completely different. You can have spicy Szechuan stuff, Taiwanese street food. You can have like Hong Kong ta tangs and stuff like that. It almost feels like you're not just eating one exclusive food. No offense to Korea, but I as a non-Korean, it's hard for me to see that variety.
No, it's even more offensive, sir.
That's fine. I'm just spitting facts.
Wow. That's true though. Like I was like thinking about, I was like, if I go to KTown for breakfast,
What the fuck are you gonna get for breakfast?
yeah, like a fucking carby, egg and cheese on a fucking roll, and she's like, yeah, I'll take the LA carby.
And then if you're in Chinatown and it's the late evenings, one thing that we're doing nowadays is we have these dessert bars.
Yeah.
I'm talking about stuff like mango.
That's the first
that
one I
type
saw
of like
about.
cafe kind of like spot where you can go there, you can get
Yeah.
dessert, you can kind of chill late at night, and it's not all about the alcohol.
I mean, if it's one thing, I don't fuck with Chinese desserts.
So what's a Korean dessert then?
I'll be honest, Korean dessert isn't that great too, but I guess there's more like modern style now. But like traditional Korean
that's
dessert,
what I
like
mean.
traditional is not for me. Like I just started eating it.
Is it like fermented red bean paste or something?
Yeah, with like Koreans have like we have like our own version of like mochi as well.
Yeah.
Which I gotta admit it's pretty spot on. I'll give us that. But for most part, it's kind of lacking. But yeah, I see you guys eating it. I'm like, I'd never seen any of it.
It's always evolving. There's always something fresh coming up. There's always like tons of spots for whatever you're feeling, salty, savory, if you're poor, if you're rich. There's like such a variety. If you live in Brooklyn, if you live in Chinatown. Once again, accessibility and affordability.
Damn.
That's what makes Chinatown great.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Featuring Lingjie.
Tell me, let's get serious for a second. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Try to give yourself some constructive criticism.
Let's do it.
What is the bad about Koreatown?
Oh man, there's so many.
Besides all the Korean people, what else is bad about Koreatown?
Wow. What's terrible? Fuck you, by the way. This is like day one of the United Nations. What's the bad? The bad is probably number one. It is a little dirty. I have to admit that. It does smell. We do have a particular odor.
It's that barf smell.
It's that bar smell.
It's 100% that barf
and
smell.
especially if we were like chilling at night, you gotta be careful where you're walking. That's the thing. You gotta be careful, bro. Like you have to look at the floor, and also I don't know what it is. They get way too lit and sloshed.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with underage drinking, which comes with like most territory, you know. But that's the biggest gripe I have to have, and especially that like, I'm older. You get a headache. It's like, don't act stupid. I can't stand it. Like, act stupid responsibly.
Act stupid responsibly. That should be the tagline of this show.
It should be.
Yeah.
That should be. It's gonna be a new shirt.
We've got great shirt ideas, right?
Not really. Because
have,
we're the only ones that will understand it.
Yeah, they're kind of inside jokes. Number one, greatest shirt idea. It's just going to say facts and stats. Because that's what we're all about, facts and stats. Okay, so like the drunk people are always there. I get it. That's a part of the
Just
whole club scene, right?
socials.
That's a result of there being so many clubs and lounges and stuff that unfortunately the late evenings or the following morning, you just have all that.
It's
shit going on.
crazy. Almost every spot you go to in KTown will have like a team of bouncers.
A team of bouncers.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool with most of the bouncers and stuff. People kind of remember me, which kind of sucks. You know, because I'm like...
You mean the bouncers remember you or other
Just-
random
Yeah.
patrons of the clubs?
Yeah. Oh, man, dude. I had this one guy come up to me. He's just like, yo, man, hey, what's up, man? I'm like... In my mind, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And this is the thing, like, some of y'all dudes, like... Yo, especially when you're not drunk. When you're not drunk and the other person's drunk, some of y'all get way too handsy. So yeah, I gotta start charging you, my man. Like, oh, it was so good seeing you. And they're like just hugging you and shit. And, you know, which I'm like genuinely like, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it'll be weird, like if I don't know them, it's like, yo, who the fuck are you? Yo, do I know you?
You just got to play it off like you know them, right?
Yeah, like Asian people do that. Like, I'm sure you're guilty of it. Like,
Yeah,
you look at someone.
I'm fucking horrible with names.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with names. I could know you for like a good year. I don't know. Let's say we see each other maybe once a month or something. I could still totally forget your name.
That's actually pretty bad.
In case any of my wife's coworkers, friends are listening,
Yo.
I do not know any of your names, but I look at you and I know exactly who you are.
Yo, for any of you that hangs out with Lingjie next time, yo, test them, be like, what's good, yo, how's everything? What's my name?
There are some times like when my wife has her coworkers' husbands over, you know, like for like a family thing, and so it's just like me and the other husbands just drinking on the side, and then at the end of it, I'm just like, I fucking forgot everyone's name already.
I think
And
that's
it's-
alcohol.
No.
I think it's alcohol.
It's
sir.
100% not the alcohol. It's my shitty ass memory. That's why whenever I see people that are of that closeness to me, like in terms of friendship, I always have to go to my wife and say, okay, this is John, James, Alfred, right? That's it, right? Okay. And then I burn into my brain and it's there for the next 6 hours and I'm good to go.
Sometimes I have to like grab my phone and like go through like, I'm like, yo, did I add them on IG? why do I know their IG handle, not their real name? I'm a terrible person. I'm like, it's like, what's your IG handle? Oh, Takashi's the goat. Whoa, oh my God.
Is there a Takashi is the goat?
No,
Is there a real person?
Yeah, I bet you if we find it right now.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
What else is bad about KTown?
Honestly, that's kind of the only thing I have a real gripe with.
You don't have a gripe with the fact that you guys are like 3 cubic meters?
I find that very convenient. It's crazy because now I'm like, oh, where are we going next? Oh, it's upstairs. Holy shit. That's what I mean. Like, so one of the things like we'll do is like sometimes people tend to go to Maru after they're like done clubbing and stuff on their 4x4.
You're going to get Maru to sponsor us because you've been shouting them out so much on this podcast.
I feel like they deserve it anyway because they've always been good to me.
I'm going to take your word for it.
They've been good. MK, I got to do a huge shout out.
Stay tuned for the next live episode recording at MK.
Yeah, you're not going to understand shit.
And you're not going to hear shit without the music going in the background.
Yeah, it's just us like performing karaoke songs from like the 90s and shit. That's the only gripe, but it's really convenient that like everything's so close to each other. That's true. That is the thing.
When you're drunk and you're lazy, I guess that makes sense.
Exactly, dude. And also, if you want to eat, you know what the choices are.
Because there's very few of them.
Yeah. There's some amazing Korean restaurants that are like dispersed kind of around. Little Mad, where I work, food is phenomenal. Take 31 is nearby.
Oh, I think this is the first time that you've enclosed, acknowledged?
Disclosed?
Disclosed? Yes, disclosed. That's the close I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It's the first time you've disclosed which restaurant you actually work for.
Yes. Because I've been working there now. I'm like, okay.
And because you're getting fired tomorrow.
Yo, what the hell, dude? My chef owner friend was like saying the same shit. He was like, yo, you're getting fired. I'm like, what the F? I was like, yo, fucking Happy New Year to you too, bro. Jesus Christ.
Little Mad, from everything you've shown me, it looks like it's a great restaurant.
It's amazing.
You said it's going for a Michelin star?
Yes, we're supposed to. This would be very awkward if we don't get it now.
Who's the chef proprietor of Little Mad?
Chef Solhan. Gang. Shout out to you. Yo, he's like a mad genius. His food is fucking stupid good.
Some of the creations that you show me, I can mentally taste them through the pictures, and they look pretty goddamn good.
But it's gonna break your heart. Be hella expensive. Yo, I'm not even joking. I was trying to create a menu. I was like, oh, if I came to eat, hopefully we'll go out there with the boys and shit. I was like, damn, fat ass bill.
We have a rich friend, so he'll flip the bill.
Yo, to our rich friend, you know exactly who you are.
Exactly. We'll just have him charge it on his business card.
Yo,
Company
gang.
expense. It's fine, right?
Yo, take us on your Uber helicopter. Pick us up and shit. We love you.
Shout out to Little Mad. I've seen the stuff. It's great.
Yes.
For any people that are in New York City and you're listening to this, go check out the spot.
Yeah.
Reservations are limited or easy?
First seating is pretty hard. Right now, Omnicron, go F yourself. It's been a little hard for most restaurant businesses.
Yeah.
But besides that, the whole year, we've just been busy. We've been cranking it out, man. And we get a lot of people that are visiting.
You have any of those New York Times or big foodie
that
magazines
is
coming by?
Really funny that you mention it. The big cojones. Actually, I think that's inappropriate, but the big fish, you could say, right? Pete Wells, he's like a New York Times food critic. Like,
is he?
He's one of the most renowned.
Okay.
Almost every restaurant I worked at, from like Nobu, Zuma, that are high end, whatever, there's a picture of him. And it's literally, remember this face. Alert management, ASAP. It's like fucking cold red.
You've got 3 things. You got employees must wash your hands after using.
Yes.
You got like keep your mask on.
All times.
And then you have this food person's picture.
New York Times is, you better know who he is. It's like, alert the bells. Yeah, he's a big deal. He just mentioned us. So I guess we're kind of in his radar. He did an article, but he was talking about just Korean restaurants in general.
In the New York Times?
Yes.
Oh.
So we're definitely on his radar. So dude, I remember how he looks anyway.
This means I have to get to this restaurant before this shit gets even more expensive and even more harder to book.
Yes.
So,
oh, then we can't drink.
Because it's expensive.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. We will save money. Oh, that's true. You're right. We'll save money.
Oh, because I can't drink this year. Oh, shit. Maybe it won't be so costly after all then.
Actually, yeah, man. You know what? I think we definitely gotta go eat now. We're gonna tell the boys for sure.
Just the food? Just the food.
Don't
even give us the liquor menu. Just keep that shit away from me right now.
Yeah.
Little Mad in Manhattan. Which part of Manhattan?
Between 28th and 29th Street. That's Madison Ave.
Little as in small, mad as in angry?
Yes, little spot right off Madison Ave.
Okay. If you go there and you see Ben scream worst Asian pod.
Dang. Oh, please. Yeah, I would start cracking the fuck up. Hopefully I don't drop anything. But please do that. It's like,
remember, Ben cannot hook it up. He's not going to give you free shit.
I swear to God.
Expect nothing.
Yes. Just like this pod.
Expect nothing.
Yes. But at the same time, please follow us. Tell your friends. Appreciate it.
All right, so that's not so much bad about KTown then.
Yeah, I don't have that much. It's that and just people acting stupid. But that's kind of comes with the territory wherever you go out.
Yeah, it's
anyway,
wherever you are, late at night and stuff like that.
Can I segue into you? What are the things that pisses you off, or what do you think is like bad about?
There's like
Chinatown?
virtually nothing bad about Chinatown.
Wow, I knew this motherfucker was gonna say this shit. I was like, I'm gonna ask this, and I already know the answer. I knew where you're going.
If I had to nitpick, if I really had to
think really hard,
reach out there and try to nitpick and find something.
Exactly.
Number one, we were talking about food before, and as I will continue as a theme of today's episode, price is very important. And unfortunately, prices are going up. Even in China, prices are going up.
Inflation is finally
is kicking in. These businesses can no longer live under 2% margins, and stuff is going up. Even for like small stuff, like I think when we used to get a boba tea back in the day, bubble tea used to be like maybe like $2-3 for like something.
I don't remember,
regular,
right? I believe you.
That like sounds about right. But like nowadays, even like a regular bubble tea is like $6 to $8. And
for
if you get
real, dog,
I have the research, I have the stats and the facts from my wife.
Stats and the facts, baby.
Who buys this stuff all the time? It goes up.
She's a connoisseur
of the fine boba arts.
Yes, exactly. She got associates and her bachelor's
in bubble tea making. And even like the skewer street carts that I was talking about, it used to be like $1. What they're doing now is either they're raising the price or they're just trimming more meat off the stick.
Okay.
So it's like either the stick is becoming smaller or you're just paying more for the same size.
I'm getting hungry, man. Every time you bring, my mouth starts watering. It's crazy when you mention about like bubble tea being that price, because I try to also like compare the prices of what this is to something else. So you're telling me that bubble tea is like equivalent to chicken and rice, like halal chicken and rice. It's like, yo, what do you want to do? You want to drink the sugary beverage, or you want to have like a real meal?
Yeah.
Speaking of inflation, before, if you go to certain areas like 34th Street, Times Square, they'll have these halal cards. So I remember back then, I'll be hungry. I'll go and say, oh, I'll take a chicken rice. But you gotta ask me how much these things are, because I forget that they charge tourist price. And the guy was like, yo, it's $9. I'm like, what? Yo, dog, no. I'm from Queens, bro. Like, yo, I'm not visiting. $6, bro. I'm gonna give you $6. All right. Here's a 5 and a single. And you know what? I'll take a bottle of Poland spring water.
Because it comes with a free drink.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it does, but you know it does.
It doesn't. It's like, just slide open. So for any of y'all that are visiting, just take it yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point.
It's not criminal.
It's meant for you to grab it inside yourself.
There's no lock, These are New York pro-life tips. Exactly.
This specific pro tip only works at the halal carts. If you try to take anything from the Chinese cart, you're going to get your ass beat.
Yeah.
Don't slide anything open and try to grab it for yourself.
They will stop whatever the fuck you're doing.
It's not free.
Yo, nothing is free to them. Nothing. But now, because of the hard times, guess what? How much it is now? $7.
Even for a real New Yorker?
Yeah, $7.
That's fine. Don't be cheap. Small businesses, right?
Right.
That's fine.
But that just shows you, damn, it was 9 and then it was 7. I can't do the percentages. That's a 74% price drop, right?
Sure. You're bringing the math this week. Go for it. Another negative about Chinatown is because it's so popular, like it's in all these YouTube videos, it's in all this media, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's always coming down to Chinatown. And I love that other races are loving our cuisine and stuff like that.
Same.
But sometimes it makes the town get super crowded, especially if there's like a new hot spot in town.
Yeah.
You have all these people from the other boroughs coming by.
Yeah.
Like as a native Flushing night, that's what we call it, right? Flushing night.
Yeah. So Flushing nights.
As a native Flushing night, I would like to try some of this stuff. But if I go there and like the line's out the door, half of it is just tourists. And you can tell when it's a tourist.
Yeah.
Because they got that giant camera on them.
That's true. Around their neck and shit.
Yeah. It just makes you not want to try it. Props to the business. It's great for the business. So I don't want this to change. I just want to bitch and vent about it.
Right.
It just makes it hard to try these new spots until it dies down. You remember the whole Tiger Sugar bubble tea thing?
Oh, yeah.
That line was out the door for half a year.
Yes.
And I remember, I don't even care about it, but I was like, I would like to try it.
Yeah, right. You're like, I think I waited long enough.
But I'm not going to wait on this line.
Yes, you're right.
So great for the small business. Please keep supporting small Asian minority-owned businesses.
Please, like ours.
As a one final negative about Chinatown is when you go to a very authentic Chinese restaurant, and I mean like authentic,
right.
there is unfortunately gatekeeping in terms of a language barrier. What I mean by this is like these IEs, these people that run the restaurants, they come to you, and if you can speak their native tongue well, and I don't mean like what I do, like if I try to butcher my way through ordering something off the menu, I'm probably getting shittier food just because I pissed her off.
Yeah.
Because she has to do all this translating in her brain
She's
in terms of what I said.
No, freaking. She's thinking like, yo, just tell me what you want ASAP.
But if you speak in like a fluent native tongue, you get better treatment. Sometimes you get lots of stuff that's off the menu.
Yes.
And I'm just talking about like the real authentic Chinese restaurants where the whole menu is in Chinese and the whole sign outside is in Chinese. And I wish I could have the experience.
It's a nice feeling when you go to a place and like they take care of you.
When I go to like Chinese places now, even like when I get takeout, like there are certain restaurants where I go there and I pick up my takeout. If I go there and I ask to pick up my thing in English, they will always charge me tax. But if I go there and I immediately start speaking Chinese and I ask for my order and the receipt bill will still have the tax on it, but I'll just say in Chinese, it's this amount, right? The subtotal, the non-tax subtotal.
Yeah.
And if you say it in Chinese, of course.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
You don't pay tax.
It's like a given.
You're one of
like-
our people.
Yeah, it's like, yo, we got you.
So I've learned to like try to do that now because you do get taken care of a little bit better. And especially when it's monetarily.
Yeah, man.
That's not their fault. I think it's just a comfort level on their end, but it is one of the negatives of being in like Chinatown and going to those much more authentic mom and pop shops.
You know what you're reminding me of too is I always talk about that guy, that Xiao Ma guy, that white kid that speaks like perfect Chinese.
Yeah.
And he goes like Brooklyn, Chinatown, Manhattan, Chinatown, Flushing sometimes.
He's New York based.
Yeah. And it's really cool that you can see how like when he does like he goes like a Chinese takeout spot, they're just like, what do you want? And you could tell like they're just like visibly frustrated. It's like, oh my God, like you want General Tso's or not, bro?
Yeah.
And then he starts like whipping out the Chinese. They're more impressed that he speaks it so perfectly. But it's really beautiful seeing like how these like OG Chinese people just, they light up and they get so happy. Like it's so crazy how language is such a D factor. That just shows you it's the number one factor. It could literally end, all this racism and world hate.
That's why you and I have to step up our own Korean and Chinese game.
That's true. That is true, man.
Simply for the fact of trying to connect better with our own culture.
Yeah.
Would it be crazy if I got that guy Xiaoma NYC on pod?
And then we'll be like, yo, you can speak to us in Chinese, bro. We're both fluent. And he's like, really? He's like, yeah, that's right. And it's like,
coming from the Korean guy.
Yeah, it's like
maybe he speaks Korean. Maybe he learned some Korean.
He does. There's an episode of him speaking Korean.
Perfect. I'm gonna throw some positive vibes into the universe. We're gonna make this happen somehow.
We're gonna do a full pod in our native tongue, English.
He's probably way too big for us.
He gets millions of views, bro. But if you're fucking bored.
Lingjie is great at begging. This is another t-shirt worthy saying. Lingjie is great at begging.
That would be dope. That would be if I see Xiao Ma, I'm like, yo, I gotta talk leaks now.
I'm gonna cut the snippet. I'm gonna make it into like a little segment. I'm gonna send it to him via email.
Gang. Do it.
Okay, let's talk about some stuff going on with CTown, KTown overall. Do you feel in some ways that the traditional KTown, Chinatown is kind of dying or at least being pushed aside? Because in terms of what I see in Chinatown, the best Asian town here.
Jesus Christ. Just circle jerk yourself at this point. It's just like looking yourself in the mirror and just, yes, I am the best.
Fleshy. I don't know if COVID has accelerated this, but there is such a higher turnover of the older, more traditional staples that have been in these Chinatowns that now it's being replaced.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but it just kills me to see like some of these restaurants that I used to go to as a kid.
Yeah.
That's in part, obviously, due to COVID, and it's already fucking hard enough.
Right.
But because all these Chinatowns are getting much more popular, the real estate goes up, and you can only afford it if you're like...
You have rich-ass parents.
Get those rich-ass Chinese parents.
Yeah.
These mom and pop shops are just already struggling, and they're already like making, whatever nominal amount they have. And now, rent's going up, and there's so much more competition nearby.
Yeah.
The whole food trend and Instagrammable stuff, and it just makes things so much harder that it's killing these shops.
It sucks.
Is KTown a little bit different now compared to what you first saw?
Some places have died down. Ichiyumi, I mentioned before, it's no longer open. But for most part in KTown, I think a lot of places are actually thriving and doing better now.
Like some of the staples, right?
Right. Korean barbecue. I think in certain things, since it's like a small market, where in Chinatown it's so much larger. It's literally it is an actual town.
Yeah.
You know, where Koreatown should be Korea Street, right? Like Chinatown is a legit town. Like,
Yeah.
that's another thing we gotta point out there. For KTown, I don't think so. It's kind of just some of these places have been a staple for over a decade. That's the thing, or approaching a decade.
Is it like gentrifying and like?
There's been more diversification in terms of the clientele, the crowd. I definitely noticed that. I love it because it means that like more people are experiencing it. The only problem is that now it's just like crowded. Like,
Yeah.
dude, there's so much more lines. It's so much busier. I know some places now they like require like a minimum. And I was thinking about it, but I was like, oh damn. I was like, wow, that's how I know like they're really doing well.
Yeah.
You know, there's only so many fucking rooms. They have the ability to do that now. So I was like, oh, fuck it. Get your money. I think you and me were all about, get your money, get the bag, secure the bag and shit, right?
You're about that.
I'm not getting the fuck out of you. You are too. Like, low-key.
Bag's already secured. I'm good to go.
Wow. Wow. Today is, how arrogant can my co-host be today? I think he won. I think he's at the top of the mountain here.
This is what happens when I cannot drink alcohol. New year, new me.
Yo, respect to that. I'm trying to do dry Jan.
Dry Jan. I'm trying to do
Dry fucking
2022.
Dry 2022. Jeez, man. I guess besides that, KTown has been thriving for most part.
That's good. That's good. I mean,
people still want Korean barbecue. They want to drink soju and they want to party, still and sing.
Yeah. When I say like KTown, Chinatown are dying, like I don't mean the town itself right now is dying. Obviously, it's more prosperous now than it ever was. It's getting much more recognition. There's so much going on there.
There is a big shift.
What I mean is, unfortunately, it's just pushing out a lot of the older businesses, that more hometown vibe, that more local vibe. You know what I mean? Like
that old New Yorker shit.
I don't know if this is just me getting old.
I was going to say also Chinatown. I know Chinatown's going through shit, and we're trying to support as many small businesses as possible.
100%.
I think you bring out tourists. It's also good seeing that. That's another thing. I really like meeting people. I love talking to strangers and like knowing about where they're from. I know.
I'm like the opposite.
I know. It's so funny. You're like, yo, dude, like,
don't fucking talk to me.
It's like, yo, dude, that guy wants $1. It's like, yo, no, he's a doctor.
No. I will always give to the homeless. That's like my soft spot.
No, I know, but I'm saying like,
just don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah, like, it's like if they just stick your hand out, it's all right, I got you, bro. Here, Godspeed. But yeah, man, I guess that's the only thing.
Okay, so bottom line, have we figured out which is better, Koreatown versus Chinatown? I think today we've unequivocally figured out that Chinatown is better. What about you, Ben? What do you think?
I think I miss alcoholic Lingjie.
I was a little bit more tampered down.
Tampered down.
I was a little bit more equal opportunity.
I think it's really cool that we're looking at it from a like sociological perspective.
What the hell does that even mean? You keep saying that now.
I don't know.
You don't even know what you mean when you say that.
Sociology, the study of society.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, there you go. Stats and the facts. Stats and the facts.
Stats and the facts, baby. Stats and the facts.
All right, guys, let's get to our favorite segment of the year and my favorite segment because I cannot drink alcohol, so it's my only time to vent.
Woo.
And staying on the theme this year, I'm going to just rant about alcohol.
I think every episode is just literally about not having alcohol. Yeah.
You know how people like have good wine or good alcohol?
Yeah.
And they save it for a special occasion?
Yeah.
You know what it is? Like, good wine will always taste good, even on a bad day. So that is why you should drink good wine on a bad day. But bad wine on a good day will taste good.
Whoa. You had me? All right, I was like, yeah. I was like shaking my head like, yes. I'm nodding slowly. And then I'm like, what?
Do you not process this?
Okay.
You should drink the good wine on a shitty day. Instead of saving it for like the celebration, like drink the good wine on a bad day because it will be good and it will make you feel better. And on a bad day, I mean, obviously, if you're like loaded, you can get good wine all the fucking time. But as a regular person, you always have a selection in the liquor cabinet, which is good stuff and the everyday not as good stuff.
Yeah.
You should drink the not as good stuff on a good day when you're in good company and stuff like that because it will taste good and you'll have a good time regardless. Save the good wine for when it's a really shitty day and you just don't feel good. You pop it open, you drink it, and it's delicious and it helps to make you feel better.
Okay, I kind of agree. And I also think it's more like a rave, I guess. It's not really your rants can be like, yo, fuck air fryers. You got one? I mean, if we see one in your kitchen, we're gonna throw it out.
I'm just gonna burn my kitchen down. What do you got, Ben?
So one thing I do want to talk about is New Year's Eve. I was out partying with my coworkers and stuff. And it's crazy how many fights break out.
Alcoholic fueled fights?
Yes, dude. It's crazy. Like, I always miss them. It's always like when I'm gone for a brief moment, like, I'm going to use the bathroom. And I swear to God, the perpetrator, drunk douchebag,
is waiting for you to go take a piss.
He's like, oh, this is the signal. I can attack. And I come back for New Year's Eve. I came back. We had these tables next to each other. And I had a good friend of mine. I was with the Little Mac crew and shit. You know, we're getting lit. It was fun. And I remember I come back and there's another table with our other friends, not from Little Mac.
Yeah.
But it's completely empty now. I'm like, what the fuck? They just dipped. I was like, yo, that was record time. It was only a few minutes. I was like, how the hell did you clean this whole table? There was like a plate of fruit. You know, there was way too many shot glasses. I was like, what happened? And then they're like, yo, man, fight broke out. I'm like, bro, that was 5 minutes. Yo, I took a piss, man. I wasn't even taking a shit. I was like, this can't be real. And then I'm like, yo, can someone verify this?
Did you not look around the surroundings and see that there are signs of a fight that?
The aftermath, I knew. It's crazy. My friends always tell me like, yo, this just happened. I'm like, wait, the same night? I was like, was I there? They're like, yeah. Was I there at that moment? They're like, no.
I'm taking a piss again.
They're going to start thinking I'm planning these attacks or some shit. Don't be fighting, man. I fucking hate that shit. I hate it when guys press me and then like, I just like grabbed them and like, oh shit, I fucked up. Like, oh shit, my bad.
Oh no, this guy's fighting back.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Didn't see that coming.
It's like, oh shit, this guy just stood up. Oh shit, this guy's 6'2". Oh shit. It's like, yo, my bad, bro. It's like, yeah, it's all good. You know, and I pet them. It's like, that's okay. You're a dumbass.
This was fun.
Yes.
It was nice seeing you in person once again.
Yeah.
Glad to be COVID rapid test negative.
Glad to see your wife's plants. They look very alive.
They're thriving without you here.
Yes, they are.
Fun episode. Hope you guys had a good time. Let us know what you guys think.
Yes.
Are you team Korea loser or are you team Chinatown?
Bigger loser.
Feel free to slide into our DMs. If you want to look at our faces and see what we're doing on a day-to-day basis between episodes, you can find us on all the socials at the same exact handle.
That's right.
Worst Asian Pod on all the socials, including Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
OnlyFans.
Ben
SoundCloud.
Exclusively runs the OnlyFans account.
That's
so
right.
if you're looking for more Ben content,
Exactly.
please check us out there.
I just uploaded the platinum package. Includes my dog. I'm just walking my dog. That's it.
I'm not going to imagine what you're doing with your dog. But
I was going to say, this sounded very, this took a very dark turn.
We would appreciate if you guys left us a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. Pause the podcast, scroll down, scroll up. I don't know where the star review button is. Leave us a 5-star review.
Somewhere on the left hand.
Leave us a random message in there too if you want. It helps with the algorithms, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned next week. We are coming in with a special guest next week. We're going to be talking with Kat Lu from Subtle Asian Baking.
Yes, I'm so excited.
You're going to have to step up your baking game
Watch.
from this week to next week.
They call me Tom Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw doesn't bake.
I know. I meant the interviewing part.
Okay, the interview. Okay, guys. Stay tuned next week. We'll be back.
Can you guess what Lingjie's going to rant about next time?
More alcohol. More ranting about alcohol.
Oh, shit. He's going to smell like a rubbing alcohol pad. He's like, oh, fuck. He's going to get like a high. He's like, yes. More.
Yes. Rubbing alcohol. Flushing.
Yeah, there we go.
Stay tuned. Stay safe. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.